everyone, Nadine here, and today I'm sharing another Halloween card with you. Before I move on to Christmas, can you believe Christmas is right around the corner? Scary. But anyhow, so today I'm going to be doing Halloween, and I'll be using these products from Imagine. First I'm going to be using some fireworks spray in Tuxedo Black and Grape Jelly. I'm going to be using some Versamark, and with the Versamark I'm going to be using some black embossing powder, and also this is Vintage Plum. I'm going to be using some VersaFine Clair in Nocturne, some VersaMagic in Midnight Black, and also in Cloud White. Some Fantastics. These are the brush tip, as you can see. Oh, there you go, brush tip. And then I'll also be using this stencil. This is from Clarity Stamps. I got this from So Susie Stamps, I think that's what it's called. And then this is also a stamp set that I'll be using. This Happy Haunting Sentiment and this cool Haunted House. First I'm going to be using just a card front, and because I want less to clean up, I'm going to put a paper towel back there, and using the fireworks and the grape jelly, I'm just going to spray this randomly all over the sheet. And then I'm going to do the same thing, I'm going to get that all over myself already, with the Tuxedo Black. There we go, now it's all dry. So now what I am going to use the stencil for, which is not your ordinary way to use a stencil, I am going to be using my Spellbinders Platinum. And just to show you how I'm going to get this to work, I'm going to use the embossing mat on there, and then using stencil, and then layering, actually I'm doing this wrong, put the paper down first, and then put the stencil over it, like that, and then using the embossing plate over the top of that, and using it this way onto the back side. The reason why I'm using the stencil on the back side, because I want to emboss this, but I want the raised area to be on this side and not on the back side. So that's why I'm doing it this way, and then I'm going to run it through my machine, and I will be right back to show you what it looks like. Okay, so now, and you see the embossed image on there from the stencil. Kind of cool. Okay, so now using the VersaMagic in the Cloud White and the Fantastics, I'm just going to get some of the ink on the tip, and on the raised areas I'm just going to go over that's what it looks like with just the white over it. But now I'm just going to take a little bit of the Midnight Black in the VersaMagic and do the same thing. Don't want a lot of it, but just to give it a rustic look right over the top of those trees. There we go. Is it a nice eerie forest look? Okay, now using my Misty, I am going to stamp the cat or the haunted house, and because this is a red rubber stamp, I am going to take out the foam padding of my Misty, line up where I'm going to want that, and then I'm going to stamp it with some VersaFine Clair. And since I've never used this stamp before, I'm probably going to have to do it more than once, which is why I'm using my Misty. I'm just going to use some StazOn all-purpose stamp cleaner. Clean my stamp off real quick in a microfiber cloth. And then I am going to also fussy cut out my haunted house. Okay, so taking a piece of vellum, and I want that to be about right there. And I'm going to stamp that with the Versamark. And then I am going to use the embossing powder in the Vintage Plum first. And then I am going to heat set that, and then what I'm going to do while it is still wet, I'm going to sprinkle some of the black embossing powder onto it. You can see that it gives it a really cool look with the two different colors on there. Maybe you can see that. And then with the vellum, I'm just going to rip it like this. Okay, so now to assemble my card, I cut a frame out, and then I also, with the same frame, I cut a foam, out of foam sheet and a self-adhesive foam sheet. And then I adhered that with some tear-it tape, but this also has adhesive on it, so I can lay it onto the card. Onto the haunted house, I did some foam squares, and then my vellum piece, I'm going to first kind of lay the card out to get an idea of how I want it to go. Thinking about there looks good. So with the extra vellum, I'm just going to fold it around the outside of the card, front like that. And then using some tear-it tape, wherever the end of this is at, there it is. I'm going to use that to adhere the vellum down on the back side. Okay, so I adhered it all down to the front of the card base with some tear-it tape, and for the windows I used the Memento dual marker with cantaloupe to color in the windows with. And now I'm just going to add some crazy little eyes, and to attach the eyes I'm just going to use some on-point glue. And there we have it. My card is complete. Thank you so much for watching. Please visit imaginecrafts.com for even more inspiration. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the like button as well. Thank you so much. See you next time.